Shout out to the Divine Royalty family members up in our building. And listen, if you're new and you don't know about me, you just so happen to find this live, I am Conjure Queen. I have a YouTube channel talking about ways to access your DNA, your ancestral DNA, and also how to tap into your godly or goddess powers. We have to realize that superpowers are very real. Ever since we were all children, we always read comic books or manga or seen cartoons or even read stories about these superheroes, these people who had these superhuman abilities that made them outshine the masses. These people who were selected or elected or chosen that had a different destiny than everybody else. And we have to realize that every superhero always had the alter ego. Like, they always had, like, the mundane side to them. Like, they probably was, by day they are a student, or they work on a 9 to 5, and by night, like, they're saving the day, they're kicking ass, like, like they're doing a whole bunch of, like, magical things. But one thing that I want to let you all know is that these superheroes, these legends of old, these myths, these mythology, like these gods and goddesses are real. They were talking about you. X-Men were always talking about these people who have mutations, genetic mutations. What do you think is happening right now? We are all electromagnetic beings, and I'm just going to break it down to you on a scientific level, because I understand that a lot of us are trapped into a left brain way of thinking, and this is just how we were all indoctrinated, since we all was brought up in an educational system that forced us or taught us to suppress our right brain, our creative brain, and to only believe things that we are being told and things that we can actually perceive with our 5 senses. But if you study science, you realize that there are certain wavelengths or waves or frequencies that are beyond the sight. You feel me? Beyond UV rays, beyond sunlight, beyond the light where you can actually see, touch, smell, taste, and all of that good stuff, right? So the reason why I'm breaking this down is because I want you guys to realize that even though you may not be able to see something, that does not mean that it's not real. We can't necessarily see oxygen, but we do know that we breathe it, right? Without it, we would not be able to breathe. Ashe? Okay. So doing research for people that's into, like, chemistry, or if you may not know much about chemistry, I'm just going to break it down to a science for you guys. We all may know about an atom, right? An atom is the smallest form of science, like the smallest thing that you could break down, right? Now, basically, what is an atom? An atom is composed of protons, neutrons, and electrons, right? So we realize that the electrons are on the outside of an atom, right? And we're talking about electromagnetic energy here. And we are all electromagnetic beings, but I'm breaking it down on a scientific level because I want you guys to realize something, that magical powers, superhuman powers are very real, and I'm going to tell you how, okay? Now look, if an atom is composed of electrons, neutrons, and protons, right? Electrons are negatively charged, and neutrons are neutral, protons are positive. Just remember that. We're going back to elementary school days. I don't know when they taught you this, but this is the basic elements who form of science and chemistry. Now, you realize that if we are atoms ourselves, right? Because the microcosm and the microcosm and the macrocosm, right? Like, one may say that the sun is actually a nucleus, and the planets that are evolving around that nucleus is the electrons, like Earth and all the other planets, right? And then all of that together create the actual galaxy, which would be an atom itself. Now, if we go a little bit smaller, and I feel like I'm sounding like a real nerd right now, but just follow me. You feel me? Like, I'm low key a nerd. I love science. But for those who are sapiosexuals, for those who enjoy knowledge and the science itself, magic is science. It's the same thing. I was reading an article, a scientific article that basically was breaking down, like, electromagnetic science. So basically, magnetism. The law of attraction basically says that your energy basically attracts whatever vibration that you're vibrating at. That's the type of energy that you're going to attract into your force field or your electromagnetic field. This is going into superhuman abilities. Just follow me, okay? So basically, in science, I forgot, I think it's called the covalence. I can't think of the freaking scientific term. Let's try not to get into the terminology right now, but just follow me. Basically, they said that the way that atoms link up and they create molecules is when two atoms of a similar electronegative charge, right, electromagnetic charge, they are connected to one another. This is the law of attraction. This is why I always say, let's stop saying, I don't want the negativity in my life. I want to create positivity. You got to realize that if we are made of atoms, and atoms are composed of both electrons, which are negatively charged, and protons, which are positively charged, that means that you are attracting both negative and positive energy. Magnetism says that there's always two poles to a magnet. There's a negatively charged and a positively charged polars of that magnet. So we can't keep saying, we got to be careful of saying only positivity, only positive energy, only positive, because what happens is when you have too much positivity, there's too many protons. When you have too many protons, that means that your energetic, your electrons, which was your auric field, is so tightly closed, because the more protons that an atom has, the smaller its actual electromagnetic auric field, which means that you are more so repelling things than attracting things. And the more electronegativity that an atom has or molecule has means that it's more attractive and that its auric field is actually much bigger. So why am I bringing all of this up? Why am I talking all scientifically here? And you guys can even reference this for yourself. If you're in chemistry, check this out. Talk to your professor or just do your own research yourself, because this is science right now. The reason why I'm bringing science into the picture is for people that have to see it to believe it, that have to understand on a logical point in order to connect your left brain and your right brain. Now look, the reason why I'm bringing electromagnetic energy into this whole equation, the reason why I'm breaking down the science is because I want you guys to realize that if we are electromagnetic beings, that means that we can control the energy, the atoms, the molecules that's within us and outside of us. If you guys study gravity, you realize that everything that is within Earth is going to be subjected to the gravity of Earth. Every human being, every molecule, every atom within you is going to be affected by Earth. So what happens to Earth affects humans. Whatever happens to humans also affects Earth, because we are all within the same electromagnetic field. With these towers that they're building up, that's going to be shifting the electromagnetic energy, the radiation, the waves and everything like that, is going to also change the auric field and the chakras and the energy and the electromagnetic vibrations of Earth, and also change you. This means that there's going to be genetic mutations. This means that our energy is also going to shift, elevate, upgrade. Now, for people who have not adapted their electromagnetic force field to meet that of the Earth, and how long have we been saying in all of our previous videos since 2015 that we have to step into our power, and we also have to step into a certain vibration. And for those people who vibration is not elevating to a certain level, they're going to get left behind. How many times have we said this? Okay, now that I got your attention, and now that you understand the scientific aspect of it, we're going to get more into the spiritual aspect. So we got into the physics, right? The physical, the physics. Now we're going to step a little bit into the metaphysics, okay? Quantum physics, or however you want to announce it. This is why I love science, because it all connects. You got to connect the dots. Everything makes sense. Everything is vibration. Ashe. Now look, as the electromagnetic field of the Earth is also shifting, and we are shifting as beings, you have to realize that you can alter your own electromagnetic charge, because we are not just one particular charge. This is why you got to be careful or mindful of what you say. And also you have to realize that an atom or molecule, the electromagnetic charge is also affected by its environment, okay? About the certain molecules or atoms that's also surrounding it. So what is that? Let's say that we are all our own atom, right? And a lot of people, and I had put up a post recently on my IG, and I had said, Being broke is a mindset. It's a certain frequency. Being abundant and having wealth is a frequency. And I say that wealth is not just about money. It's a mindset. If you have a certain mindset where you always are penny pinching, you're afraid to give, you living in this mindset of lack, then that's what the universe is going to start sending you. Because, scientifically, that's the vibration that you're vibrating at. That's the energy that you're going to attract to you, just like an atom. Research electronegativity and how is that measured within an atom. What is that? The more electronegative that an atom or molecule is, that means that it is more attractive. So negative energy means you're more attractive. When we go outside and we're feeling a little bit stressed and they say, you know what, for instance, I always tell women that are menstruating or that have bad menstrual cramps that if you actually go outside and take your shoes off and plant your feet inside the grass, that those negative ions from the plants, from the grass, from the greenery is going to help you with your menstrual cramps. Why is that? It's adding the negative ions to your electrons to make you more negatively charged. And also, let's not forget that because we are electromagnetic beings, our heart is also a generator. You got to realize that. So that's why if you guys are part of the Divine Royalty family and you're part of the Patreon family, you already realize that I've been giving you guys tips and tools and resources to take to help activate your melanin, to help activate this DNA, to help your electromagnetic body expand. The earth is shifting. And you have to shift yourself to align with the same frequency of the planet that you're on, because the earth is alive, just like we're alive. You feel me? We are the atoms inside of the earth, and the earth is probably a small atom to a bigger macrocosmic being. You feel me? It never stops. It's like the ending of the movie Men in Black, where they showed the alien that had the little globe the size of a marble, and then outside of that marble was another marble. It was just kind of like the Russian doll. You open one doll, it's another doll. You open that little doll, it's another doll. Anyway, I've been listen, that's why I be saying, take your monatomic gold, take your colloidal silver, taking your freaking chlorophyll, and make sure the chlorophyll is actually the copper-based one. So that way you can get your gold, your silver, and your copper to help activate the melanin within your pineal gland. This is going to help activate your superpowers. Now you're saying, Conjure Queen, what does all of this scientific crap have to do with superpowers? I don't understand. Okay, let me break it down to you. You can alter your electromagnetic charge, and this is what I'm going to tell you, and this has probably happened to some of y'all, because I know this happened to me. All right, have you ever stepped inside of let's say you inside of a store, you inside of a location, there's fluorescent lights, so there's light bulbs around you, and the lights just start wilding out. When you walk in or when you walk near the lights start acting weird around you. You feel me? You could probably even notice weird phenomenon when you go out in nature. Let's say animals just start, you meditating in nature, and the birds and the freaking squirrels and all types of animals just start coming around you, and you're not even doing nothing. Let's say it was quiet and peaceful outside. It's your electromagnetic energy that's pulling these things in. Remember, electric and magnetic. That's why you affect electricity around you. You might walk past the TV, well, back in the day when they had internet dial-up. Some of y'all are probably too young for that, but you hear the little dot, like the little static, like if somebody ever used to call your cell phone and you had your phone near the TV or something, like you would hear that thing go, like sometimes that still happens to some of us. Like our bodies are filled with energy, electrical magnetic beings. This is real. Like, we are electrical beings. Why do you think that they have, when they do like a CAT scan and an MRI and stuff like that, they are basically able to see your organs and all of this stuff because of the electricity throughout your body. When your heart stops, when they pump your heart and they pump the electric volts in your heart, why do you think that is? They're jump-starting your heart with energy. And all of this is proof that we are electrical beings. Like, we're not just flesh. We're not just these flesh suits that's walking around. Like, we are made of electrical magnetic energy. I can't stop this. So, right, look, let me tell you something. What if I told you that a lot of these X-Men like Magneto, a lot of these X-Men that you know that have these super beings, these superhuman abilities. What if I told you that there are some people who are born with the ability to access these abilities that we all have, but they have more of a natural talent for it. Like there's some people who have a talent to draw really well. There's some people who, have a natural talent to sing, who have a natural talent to dance, who have a natural talent to play an instrument, who have a natural talent to cook, to do all types of things. There's all types of talented people out here. And there's other people who have to practice a little bit more than others to actually get it. You feel me? To finesse it. Now, if they say that human beings only access between 10 and 20% of their brain, that's the masses. All right. What do you think will happen when you actually start taking your elixirs and doing your meditations and doing all of the stuff, the inner work that's needed to start activating these sleeping dormant powers within your mind? You are going to start activating your electromagnetic energy and allow you, listen, perfect example, telekinesis is very real. Telekinesis, they just made you guys think that this stuff is so far-fetched and so difficult and so hard that you told yourself that you can't do it. You got to realize that children are powerful because children are not limited. Children don't have this mindset of, they're not stuck in their left brain. Remember, children are still using their creative, primitive brain. They're using their right brain. There is no limits to them. Like, they don't know any limits. There is no, whatever they want to do, they believe. That they live in a world of imagination, creativity. What happened is, in school, your teachers told you, okay, stop daydreaming. Step back into reality. That's impossible. You can't do that. Stick to what's safe. So what happened? You started to shrivel up. You started to doubt your powers. You started to become more in a left brain society. No, we stepping more into our true selves. Levitation is very real. When you think about it, okay, boom. If the earth is made of electromagnetic energy and we are made of electromagnetic energy, if you really want to levitate, all you have to do is learn how to manipulate your own electrons, neutrons, protons, and atoms and molecules within your own body to shift the electro charge of your own magnetic field. So that way, when instead of being a slave to gravity, where gravity is pulling you down, you can learn how to manipulate your own electromagnetic aura to float, to make it go in the opposite direction. But a lot of us have not been taught how to do that. A lot of us been taught, no, there is no such thing as flying. There is no such thing as levitating. Meanwhile, you got people all over the world, in India and all other types of places, that's doing this. Why? Don't get me wrong. There's certain places in the world that have ley lines. Check out ley lines where levitation is a little bit less difficult, because the certain vortexes and certain points of the planet has a different gravitational and electromagnetic flow to it that allows your electromagnetic energy to kind of flow with it a little better, for lack of better words. Okay. Levitation, telekinesis. Okay, boom. Let me tell you something. Telekinesis, moving things with your mind, is very real. If thoughts are things and thoughts are waveforms, if they have devices to measure your brain wavelengths, to measure to see what you're thinking, they have instruments and devices to see how your brain is operating. That means that your brain creates these electromagnetic forces, meaning that the electromagnetic energy can either repel or attract. Remember, we said this in the beginning with the atoms, the neutrons, and protons, right? With the electric negativity. Research these scientific terms that I'm giving you guys. Research this stuff because this is very real. I'm breaking it down on a scientific level and a spiritual level, and we putting it together. Left brain and right brain. That's how we're going to start understanding things. For the doubters and the naysayers, right? You give them science. If you want a scientist to understand, you have to talk in science to them. If you want a spiritualist to understand, you got to speak in spiritual terms. Now we're using both. Okay? There you go. Now, telekinesis. They say that telekinesis is possible. Basically, I'm going to break it down really simple for you guys. Telekinesis is not difficult. People can do this, and they do this. How? Because they use their electromagnetic energy, which is their aura, and they learn how to expand it and how to constrict it. What did I say earlier about electronegativity? They say that the more electrically charged that you are, the more electrons that you have, the more further out your electrons are, which means that the more bigger your electromagnetic force field. Okay, which makes you more attractive. You pull things to you. The more protons you have, which is positively charged, the more positively charged you are. That means that you start your electrons, your electromagnetic force field constricts. It comes closer to you because the electrons are being pulled inside. Makes sense? Look this up yourself. Y'all probably have to see the scientific diagrams to actually understand, because I'm a visual learner too. Okay. Now, if you can change your thought forms to be more electromagnetically, like either negatively electrically charged or positively more charged, you can choose whether or not you want to bring things, physical things, to you or away from you. On a metaphysical scale, meaning like you can attract things to you on just thinking certain things, and also having more control of your electromagnetic body, where you can expand it, put something within your electric auric field and pull it to you with just your willpower. But some of y'all don't even have a strong enough concentration to do that, because y'all like to have like 10 different apps open on your phone and, you know, and focusing on 10 different things at once. This is why they got y'all trapped in 2D, so you don't even know what's going on in 3D, and you can't even ascend to freaking 4D or 5D. Like, come on. So anyway, telepathy. Telepathy is very real. Telepathy is the science of being able to communicate with somebody without actually speaking, meaning you can talk to someone way across the world, even in a whole nother freaking galaxy, with thoughts. So what travels faster than the speed of light? Some might say sound or darkness. Then sound is that they say that sound is actually slower than the speed of light, because that's why you will see lightning and then you'll hear thunder afterwards. But what actually travels faster than light? Thought. Your thoughts. Before there was light, there was the thought, right? Spirit said, let there be light. So that means that it was darkness first. So he had to think it. We had to think it before it actually came into fruition and existence. That's why thoughts are things. So if your thoughts travel faster than light itself, that means that you can telepathically send a message with your brain waves, your electromagnetic energy, these atoms, these molecules that can actually shift, that move like waves. They said that, scientifically speaking, that, if you study quantum physics, that these thought forms actually act as waves and particles. Okay, D waves or whatever they call them. Nowadays, they keep shifting certain names and stuff like that to make it confusing. But like I said, don't get caught up on the scientific names. Just understand the idea. Once you understand the idea of a thing, then you can put whatever name or titles or whatever on it. Humans like to make labels and stuff, which complicates things. But it's not that complicated. Just like levitation, telekinesis, telepathy, even teleportation is a very real thing. Now, having your physical body teleport from one place to another is a difficult matter. It's not easy, but you can teleport and move things with your energetic body, right? Because what happens when we go to sleep? Our spiritual body, we may know it as a spiritual body, which really is your electromagnetic body or energetic body, leaves your physical mass and is able to travel without limitations. It could travel wherever it wants to, however fast it wants to, because it's really just a thought and it's just a wave or a particle, depending on how you look at it, right? So if you want to send somebody a thought travels faster than light. This is why when you really start taking the elixirs that I've been telling you guys, and listen, I have an Amazon link, guys, the link in my bio, or if you see this on YouTube, link in the description. Check out my YouTube if I haven't said that already, guys, because I talk about this stuff. Like, yo, you taking chlorophyll, taking monatomic gold or atomic ormus, taking colloidal silver, taking these things will help activate your melanin, activate your electromagnetic body and your ancestral DNA. So that way you remember what you need to do, why you came here, who you really are, your ancestral bloodline, and it helps activate your superhuman powers. Superhuman powers are very real. They made you think that it's just mythology and comic books and anime, but it's not. And this is what these comic writers and stuff been trying to tell you and get you ready for. They've been writing this stuff for us. They've been writing this stuff for the babies. They've been writing this stuff for the mutants. They know who you are, but you don't know who you are. And that's why I'm here to tell you, to remind your asses who you are, who we are, what you can do. The possibilities are endless. You are as big as your imagination. Facts. Things just manifest a little bit slower in this dimension here, but things are speeding up because the dimensions, the energetic wavelengths are picking up. And those who are elevating and meeting the needs of the planetary vibrations are going to be in alignment. That's what it means to be in alignment. If you're out of alignment, you're probably going to start feeling sick. You're probably going to start feeling out of like whack. And those are part of the ascension symptoms because, you know, it's normal to kind of go through the ascension wooziness. That's what I call it, like the ascension like withdrawals or ascension wooziness or symptoms for a little while. And then you kind of be like, all right, whoo, I felt like shit, you know, last week, but I feel better now. It's like, okay, your body was adjusting to this new shift. You feel me? Your body was readjusting. So anyway, telepathy is very real. Transferring your thought waves to somebody else. You can even change a person's thoughts with electromagnetic energy. You have to understand and study how to use these things. You feel me? This is why some people can alter, you know, shift and manipulate fire, what they call it, pyrokinesis. People who can alter and shift things with water. People who, there's a really good movie on Netflix called Code 8. Watch this movie called Code 8. They basically talking about you. They talking about in the future there's these mutants, there's these people who have superhuman abilities, but the government kind of put a cap on it because you're going to need like a permit in order to use your abilities, X, Y, and Z. I'm not going to give it away for y'all, but check out that movie Code 8. Excellent movie, excellent movie. Anyway, humans have the power to have superhuman abilities. Everybody's not going to be able to access it because if it was easily accessible, then anybody could do it. People don't want to do the work. If I sat here and I told people how to activate their superpowers, son, 95% of y'all will not dedicate the time and the energy to do that. You have to invest in yourself. Some of y'all haven't still even gotten the elixirs that I told you guys to get. There's 3 things. That's it. 3 things you need. Okay, and it will really get you on the ball. It will really get you on, it will get your mind right. It's just kind of like, it's like realizing, it's like the game character in a game realizing that it's actually in a game. It's like breaking the 4th wall. It's like, oh shit, this shit is not real. I'm stuck inside of a freaking screen. Like, what the fuck? And then once you realize that, like, you literally hijack the system and you realize that, wait a minute, your character, your avatar has been handicapped. And it's like, no, fuck that shit. I have the ability to fly. I have the ability to talk to somebody way across the world without having to pick up a phone. I have the ability to manipulate matter without touching it. What the fuck? Oh, this is how the ancestors built the pyramids. Oh, okay. Because they actually knew how to tap into 100% of their brain. And they could move these big ass bricks that was tons because they used this. They had telekinesis. They didn't need, that's why they still can't figure out how they did it, because it's like, yo, they didn't have to lift it with their physical body. They was using their energetic bodies to do this. Hello. Superpowers are real. And to everybody that's like, yo, this bitch is fucking crazy, my nigga. Like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay because guess what they say? They say honestly, it's like you people, human beings, when they don't understand somebody or they don't understand something, they either try to destroy it or they ridicule it or they just say it's crazy. It's easier to say something is crazy than to try to really understand it. Like, you know what? Let me understand this. This theory may sound crazy, but you know what? I'm intrigued. It's so fucking crazy that now I really want to research it. Why do you think I told you the scientific aspects of this? That's why I went into the science of this before I went into the loop-de-loop stuff. Because if you go into the loop-de-loop stuff first with people, especially in a left brain society, they're going to look at you like, okay, let's get the straight jacket for them because they're a little cuckoo. Okay. But no, like every genius of their time, every crazy person of their period, they was generations ahead. And that's why people don't understand them. look, hundreds of years ago, if you would have told somebody, yo, we'll have freaking cell phones and we'll be able to like FaceTime and do all of this stuff live and millions of people will be able to see you like at the click of a button, they're going to think you crazy. Like, what? You could see people moving in a box and you could carry it around you and talk to somebody on a freaking screen and they can see you in real time? No, that's impossible. That's impossible. That's crazy talk. That's blasphemy. Okay. You are the sleeping gods. And it's time to wake up now. It's time for you guys to stop relying on people to lead you into oblivion. I'm so sick of people out here talking like they know everything and making you guys invest all your energy, all your time, all your money in them. And you guys are not seeing results. You guys think that you have to be initiated. You guys think that you have to go through these obstacle courses and worship some person in order to get the gateways. Come on, like there's so many gatekeepers, false gatekeepers, because there are real gatekeepers, but then there's false gatekeepers of this knowledge, and they make you think that you have to work with them or you have to worship them or you have to be a part of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, in order to get this science. But this is what I always tell you guys. You have the power to do this. This is why I give out all these free gems. Because, yo, a lot of y'all probably not even going to do it anyway. Like I said, I told y'all what to get. Y'all still ain't getting it. Y'all still playing. Y'all still playing. Then you wondering why you getting all these symptoms and stuff going on. These are ascension symptoms, but you're not supposed to have this for this long. That's because y'all not taking what y'all need to take to elevate your electromagnetic body. Your physical body and your electromagnetic body is not catching up. That's why your physical body is trying to catch up with your electromagnetic body, and that's why you're feeling sick. That's why you're feeling heavy. That's why you're feeling tired. And listen, I'm going to tell you, once you start taking these elixirs, you're going to feel tired because it's going to start repairing the cells, the atoms. It's going to start helping you on an atomic level. That's why they call it atomic ormus. Monatomic goal is breaking things down on an atomic DNA level. Like I said, a lot of y'all have superhuman gifts. A lot of y'all just have to take these elixirs to help. Remember, the power is already inside of you. It's just dormant. These tools that I give you is to help bring them out. It's not that you need these in order to get powers. You already have the power. You already are an alchemist. You already are a teacher. You already are that healer. You already are a superhero. You already are that. Okay? You already are a god or a goddess. Whatever label you want to put on yourself, that's completely up to you. Humans like labels. And that's cool. You feel me? It helps to better identify you. We get that. But the main point is to do the work. Burning candles is not going to help. It's not going to help activate the power. That helps to awaken it a little bit through a meditation and putting yourself in a certain trance-like state. It helps. It does. But it's not going to bring you instant results. We live in a microwave society. Like, come on, let's be real. You feel me? We like instant gratification. We put up a post and we want 1,000 likes in 5 seconds. Like, come on. As soon as you get a notification on your phone, like you're running to your phone to see what notification, who liked you, who commented you, who followed you. Like, it's this endorphin, this need of pleasure. Like, it's like a drug. And it really did cripple our attention span. And that has a lot to do with our psychic, spiritual, magical, godly powers, superhuman powers. You have the ability to see far ahead, meaning like you can see beyond what the normal human can see. You have the power to levitate. You have the power to create fire with your bare hands. All that is just speeding up the atomic energy, the invisible atomic energy within your magnetic force field. When you speed things up, that's why a microwave makes food hot. It's just speeding up the atoms to a certain level where it creates heat and friction. You can do this with your own body. This is a fact. Static is a freaking proof of that. Come on, we're not electromagnetic beings. Like, some of you guys have so much electrical energy beyond more humans that you can actually manipulate electricity. You feel me? Why do you think grandma used to tell us, you feel me? Oh, don't go playing out in the rain or under trees when it's thunderstorming outside. Why? Because you're an electromagnetic being and you will attract electricity to you and you will get struck by lightning. Hello. Trees are nothing but the antennas of this earth. Antennas. Natural Wi-Fi, okay? Natural. And when you stand under that during a freaking lightning and thunderstorm, you're going to get struck. I mean, look, y'all are free to follow who you want to follow. You're free to do what you want to do. Do what thou wilt. But I'm just going to say this. If you've been following a certain person for a while and nothing is changing, they're not giving you solutions to your problems. All they doing is talking about building and talking about nation building and talking about this and talking about that. But then it's like, yo, take a real close look at their life though, yo. Like, I really want y'all to start analyzing some of these celebrities, some of these, like, stars. Look at this. Look at some of these people. And really just question how they're living. You feel me? Like, there's, like, I be peeping game. But like I always say, I never, like, some people, they hustle. You can't hate the hustle. You feel me? Like, they got family to feed. They got to do what they got to do. But my thing is this. It's just like, I just don't understand how people could just be preaching, you know, nation building and stuff like that. But you never really see them building any nations. Like, you never really see them doing anything. Like, you don't, and I get it, some people work behind the scenes, but they're not giving you the tools to better yourself. You feel me? Like, give people the tools to better themselves. If you're not able to help everybody, and you know, like I always tell myself, like, I really wish I could help everybody, but I know that I can't. I cannot help everybody because I can't help a person who don't want to help themselves. Come on now. Cancer Sun, we think we could save everybody. Please. I damn near killed myself trying to help people that didn't want to help themselves. I realized, I'm like, yo, it's not my job to help to heal you. You feel me? If I choose to, I'll give you the tools to do that. It's my prerogative. But I can't make you go out to the store and buy chlorophyll and colloidal silver in the amount of time you go. What am I going to do if you don't do that? That's your choice. I'm doing what I came here to do, which is my life path purpose is to awaken the gods and goddesses to their true power, to give them the tools that has worked for me, and I'm giving that to you guys to pass on to your descendants and to pass on to the next generation. That's what it's all about. You feel me? You learn something, you teach somebody what you learned, and vice versa. We got to pass on the torch. We are the light bearers, right? The bearers of knowledge, bearers of light. Once your energy starts changing, like I said, like animals and all of that will start like coming closer to your gravitational energy. It pulls them in. It's a certain vibration. Even if you don't have a physical animal, like in a lot of Native Americans and Cherokee, like we believe that we all have a spiritual animal, a spiritual totem. And you have to go through your visual quest when you're young and to find your spiritual animal or your totem animal, your guide in a spiritual world. You feel me? Sometimes they don't just come to you. You have to find them. And when you find them, there's a journey. But that's a whole nother video I'm going to have to do because we're not going into that now. But yeah, just to keep them with you, to protect you and guide you. Some people may have tigers. Some people may have bears. Some people may have dragons. Some people might have small, you know, like rabbits. But don't let the size fool you. They still powerful and they're wise. So yeah. But anywho, I really hope that this segment has opened up your eyes to let you know that you are all like a lot of y'all are super beings, and it's like freaking like having superpowers and not knowing you have superpowers this whole time. But I'm going to tell you something. Once you realize that you're a superhuman being, once you activate once you first like after your first superhuman superpower ability, like look at any freaking like movie or comic book when the main character realizes like, oh shit, I have a superpower. Life is not going to be the same anymore. You got to realize that once you open that up, you got to realize that like the more successful you become, they always say like the more successful you become, the more challenges that come your way, the more you rise up, the more resistance there is against you. You feel me? The more stronger the superhero gets, the more powerful the villain gets. Like, they've been preparing us for a long time. Come on, a lot of us been watching cartoons and comic books and movies about this, hearing stories about this. We've been prepared for this. So don't say I'm not prepared, Conjure Queen. I don't know if I can. Yes, you can. You already know what you need to do. You already know. You got to remember. You already know, because you chose to come here at this time. That's why we all here. It's a beautiful time to be alive. Because you don't even know it, but a lot of you guys are going to be the gatekeepers, are going to be the ancestors, are going to have statues built up for you in your honor, in your name. People going to, years from now, they're going to be talking about your story, talking about legends and myths, and you're going to be a god or a deity. You feel me? You don't even realize it right now, but time will tell. So make sure that you make a dope ass fucking story for yourself. You gotta realize, once you activate those powers, once you do your first levitation, once you freaking activate like fucking telekinesis and you moving shit around in your house and you freaking floating and shit, you be like, oh shit, this shit real. Don't show off to people. I'm just gonna tell you that now. Don't do that, because you're gonna make yourself an easy target. Like I always say, superheroes don't show themselves out in public. They never do. They always have an alter ego. So you might be this boring, lame person, you know, like with glasses, like a freaking Clark Kent or what, Clark Kent, you feel me, during the day. And then like when nobody else is looking, when nobody know who you really are, like, you're a fucking superhero out here. So you have to have some type of, you feel me, a facade. Let people think that you boring. Let people think that you are lame. Let people think, oh, you know, that's a weirdo. That's a creepy, crazy person. Let them think that. That's cool. You ain't got to tell people everything you know. Always play dumber than your mark. 48 laws of power, baby. Never let people know all your cards. But you remember, you do the work, and you know who the hell you are. You know why you came here. You got to remember why you came here. That's the point. That's what this whole game is about. It's about remembering what you forgot and activating activating your melanin. Check out the link in my bio, guys. Go on my Amazon store. I have everything listed for you for your convenience. Cyclomancy. Yes, read Cyclomancy, guys. Shout out to the Divine Royalty family. I put up the PDF in the Patreon. I also put it up in the link in the comments, the community section. Activate your powers, yo. We are superhuman beings. This is our story. We have superpowers. Electromagnetic beings. Don't let this 5G situation stop you, yo. If anything, this shit probably going to be beneficial for some of us, because our energy is going to vibrate above that. Like, feel me? So anyway, I love you guys. Check out my YouTube channel. Check out the link in my bio for the Amazon link to get your elixirs, yo. Colloidal silver, atomic ormus, and the chlorophyll for the melanin. You feel me? Get your heart right. That heart energy, yo. Whew, that's why y'all can't be in fear right now. That fear is trying to bring your energy low. That's trying to slow up and stagnate your electromagnetic waves, yo. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is trying to constrict your energy. You're not trying to constrict right now. Y'all need to be outside more than anything right now to expand your electromagnetic field. I'm trying to tell you, you want to add on to your freaking electrons, yo. Get these freaking negative ions. Study chemistry, man. That's all I'm going to tell you. Ignorance is going to get y'all killed. Like, y'all need to be studying right now. You need to be studying. Find time to study. I don't want to hear I don't got time. You got time. You got time. If I said, yo, I have $1 million right here waiting for you, you just got to come and get it from me physically. I bet you a lot of y'all will make time to freaking come and get it, right? So make time for you. Make time for yourself. Make time to elevate and get to know your freaking higher self. Because this is just an avatar. This is an avatar you're seeing right here. This is not who I really am. Like, you know that. The person who's watching the screen, the person who's watching me right now is, you feel me? Like, you're an avatar. Your avatar is holding your phone right now. Like, but this is not who you really are, though. We're going to get into avatars and main controllers soon, but not in this video. It's too much. We dropped a lot of gems. Anyway, look, I love you guys. I'm gonna go. I gotta do some work. You feel me? But make sure you play this back. You study what I said. I dropped a lot of gems in here, a lot of resources and tools. Check out the link in my bio to get your elixirs, and let's turn ourselves into the freaking guys that we are. We already are guys, but let's turn ourselves on. Let's get back online, because a lot of y'all been sleeping and it's time to wake up. Ashe. Anyway, until next time, I love y'all family. Conjure Queen signing out. Peace.